Our friend Kongman Lee. You've seen me stream with him a few times. And he had this to say about what's his face. And this made some people mad. Like, really mad. What's his face, who was a regular man alongside Mr. Beast. And he abandoned his family, his wife, as well as his children or his kid, all to be now considered, he thinks he's a woman. He's not. But that's what he believes. Sad story when you look at it in that context. So damn how you feel about transitioning. The motherfucker, he basically exploded his fucking marriage. And in any other context, that would be inappropriate. He blew the marriage up. He blew his family up. But because he's doing what's the end thing, right? It's the socially acceptable thing. He's not being, you think about it, he kind of got off easy, right? This man blew up his family for the sake of transitioning, and he's protected. It's fucked up. Like I said, even if you put that aside, I don't care how you feel about the trans stuff. Even if you, for any other reason, if someone blew up their family like that, we would be calling them fucking dogs. For any other reason, but because, well, he chopped his dick up, I don't know if he actually went through with it. He put himself in a dress. And well, that ain't so bad, so they say. Crazy, bro. That's wild stuff. But Kongman said, I'll never not be sad that he traded his beautiful family for a disordered fetish. He abandoned his wife and kid to LARP as a woman. Not wrong. Of course, people are pissed. The usual suspects. But this really came from my man's Nick Merckx. Nick Merckx has been like on motherfuckers knocking lately. Shout out. I can do nothing but shout out. Because he's had every opportunity to do, we just covered a story. He could have went the Dale Walker route. Hey, I got DMs from my colleagues. I'm no longer doing this. Nick Merckx is like tripled down. And this is what he said because he's been talking noise. What's his name? Well, he's going by Ava now. And Nick Merckx, because he's talking all the stuff about what Nick said about this whole subject matter. And Nick said, you should be ashamed of yourself, leaving behind your wife and child to play pretend. If that ain't a triple down, I don't know what is. One day you'll wake up and realize what you've done. I don't care. Like I mentioned earlier, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter, though I know you and I probably disagree vehemently, right? About this subject matter. Even if we put that aside, what this Chris dude did is fucked up because he blew up his family in the process. Now you add why, it just makes it worse. But even by itself, for any other reason, for him to blow his family up, you would be like, that's fucked up like that. But it makes it worse that he did it because he wanted to be a woman for some reason. That's fucked up, bro. I don't care who you are, that's jacked up. Shout out, obviously, Kongman. Shout out, Nick Merckx. This is a subject matter that, of all the ones maybe in recent history, long as I've been alive at least, I've never seen mass psychosis to this level where you're supposed to just completely just disregard your common sense on this given subject. Like there are people, like when the whole swimming thing happened with the William Thomas, and you would have people that were swimmers, like the gals that were swimmers outside of was Riley Gaines, I believe his name, outside of her, and that was even after the fact. You had folks that knew it was wrong, swimmers that knew the shit was messed up, but they were more afraid to be called transphobic than to actually stand up for themselves. I believe there was an Outkick that did. They were talking to some of these swimmers anonymously, and they were basically saying that they knew this was jacked up. Got this guy with his dick out walking around in the women's dressing room, and he's bigger than me. Like I ain't no small dude, bro. Right? Baby and her under deep breath from 6 feet with a deep breath. 215. William Thomas is a fucking tank. And we all knew it was jacked up. But it's got so bad that people would rather, instead of call it for what it actually is, they would much rather fold because they don't want to be called a transphobe. It's gotten so bad, and I'm gonna end on this note. This is no way this video ends up getting monetized when I put out the segment. We'll try. Imagine how crazy things are. That people publicly, including medical doctors, are using the term trans kid like that's a fucking thing. Now, I will be fair. There are people that did get red pilled on this idea. There were people that I know personally, that were like, and then that subject matter, as they thought a little more critically about it, they were like, wait a minute, okay, we've gone too far. It was one thing when y'all just wanted to, marry or some shit. Now, okay, this is going a step too far. Several steps. But imagine how crazy the world's got, where there are people that are fixing their mouth to use that term like it's a real thing. Even worse, there are people out there that aren't in prison after chopping off the genital parts of minors. And if that doesn't get smoke coming out your ears, I don't know if anything will. And whatever God has planned for us, we deserve it. Because that right there is the very subject matter that let me know everything's crazy. Like, we can't agree on, like, okay, you're an adult. You're 18 years old. I might think it's weird that you want to go LARP as the gender that you're not. I might think that shit's fundamentally weird. I believe that you have the right to do it. But if we can't agree that minors are off limits, if we can't agree with that, there is something fucked. That it's not a good idea. That minors, because even at 18, I mean, you want to get to the nitty gritty, they ain't really done like growing and shit. So even that's jacked up. But it's being done. We're talking top surgery, bros. 2 minors. Tough subject to really discuss, man, because it's sad. People ain't under the prison that's advocating for that stuff, bro. It's wild. It's fucking wild. Thanks for watching. Be sure to head over to Rippaverse.com to check out our comic book company. We have books, plenty of merchandise, and even some glorious animations from Rippaverse Studios.